Hi, I'm Abe Elias, field editor of Knives Illustrated magazine, and also owner and craftsman of Diving Sparrow Knifeworks. Today I'd like to kind of introduce you to Diving Sparrow Knifeworks and let you know where my philosophy on how knives are made at Diving Sparrow Knifeworks. After working as a writer for quite a few years and getting started in the knife making business, because I figured if you were going to review knives you should have some hands-on experience, so rather than just talk about using them, I wanted to know what went into making them. So I started making them about the same time I started writing. And now, if you look at any of my articles or pick up some of the issues of Knives Illustrated or Knife World and want to see some of my work, you'll see me talking a lot and concentrating a lot about something called utility. I hear a lot of people talk about the steel that goes into their knives. I hear a lot of talk about heat treat. What it comes down to is a knife is a full package. Doesn't matter what steel you use, even if you heat treat it properly, it's useless if you can't put your hand on it. You have to have a whole package. That's the philosophy at Diving Sparrow Knifeworks. This knife is only as useful as the whole system is designed to be. This is called my large bushcraft knife. What I like to do is I like to match a nice thin utility grind blade of carbon steel or various other good steels that I use at a nice heat treat, a proper heat treat for what the job has called on it for. So if I use a chopper, I use a heat treat and a Rockwell hardening that'll take shock. If I'm using a bushcraft, I definitely want to hold the edge, or a hunting knife, I'm looking for holding the edge. So I gauge the heat treat to the type of steel I'm using and the type of duty I'm using. But mostly, I gauge the design as a whole system. These handles are fully contoured. I make sure that they're comfortable for you, and you have whole control of the edge. The only way for you to turn around and actually be able to use the knife effectively is to be able to control that knife. Steel is useless if you can't get your hands on it and manipulate it. And this is a good blade for doing bushcraft. It's a nice large blade. You can take some nice sharp shavings with it, do a couple of thumb pushes. It's got good balance to it. It's in the larger range for the guys that like the larger range knives. But most importantly, all knives that I make at Diving Sparrow Knifeworks have the philosophy of utility in mind. So rather than just harping on you that I use the best steel, or I use the fanciest handle materials, or both combined, I want to make sure that you know that you get a knife that's got utility to it. You can hold it, manipulate it, and that's exactly what you want to do with an edge, and it cuts. That's the important thing. So once again, I encourage you to stop by DivingSparrowKnifeworks.com. Check out my knives, check out my sites. I'll be putting some blogs on there, links to the YouTube videos on instructional, not only on knives. I've been an outdoorsman since I've been a little boy, so I'll be talking about other gear like backpacks, shoes, proper way to plan a trip. Some other links to some other companies that I think are worthwhile for you to look at. But most importantly, I want you to get used to, whether or not even if you buy a Diving Sparrow knife or not, I want you to get used to expecting utility out of your knives. That's the important thing. It's not enough just to look at the steel in a knife. You have to look at the knife as a whole system. Sheath, handle, blade, grind. It's got to be all geared towards what you want to accomplish. And obviously every knife's made to cut. It's just what you want to cut. It will change the knife and its design. Thanks for checking out this video. Again, my name's Abe Elias. I'm field editor for Knives Illustrated, contributing writer to Knife World. And you can check out my information on DivingSparrow.com, my knife company.